Okay, good morning, guys. Today I'm recording in my car because I had to move it for street sweeping, and then I just thought, why not record a message while I'm sitting here? Because, I got to kill some time, as they say. So that I feel like is a message. What can you do in this in between space? Like, is there something you can fill your time with if you're waiting for something? If you have a chunk of time, can you use it to create? Can you use it to play or rest or whatever it is the moment's calling for, whatever it is you need? Maybe there's you can take a step towards something that you want to build. Maybe you can just take a moment to pause and to sit with yourself or whatever it is you like to do. Um, okay, so I would just put some gas in my car, and when I was cleaning the windows, um, it's just starting to rain actually. So that's kind of funny that I just cleaned the windows when it's just starting to rain. So, hmm, okay. But the squeegee thing had like a honeycomb structure on the sponge, I guess. And it immediately brought me to the city is so cute. Sorry, I just got distracted because I was looking at this balcony with little flowers. So all the flowers are getting watered right now by the rain, by the sky. Everybody who's walking and biking is getting uh, a little rain shower, a little kiss from the rain. I'm literally just on a busy street, so we're just going with it. I feel like we're just picking up on the energy. People are happy. I feel like it's almost summer. It's getting hot. Okay, but let's go back to the honeycomb that I was talking about. So yesterday, I discovered that two wasps are building a little baby nest on my balcony, and I was in awe. I was like just watching them build this nest so meticulously, taking turns flying back and forth, like getting whatever materials they need. So I Googled it, and it's basically this like paper mache structure that they make from like wood fibers and their own saliva, and they like chew it up and make this little honeycomb hive. And so I don't know if that's a message for someone, like if you're working with fibers, if you're some sort of artist that works with materials, but really I just thought it was so cool. So at first I thought it was just one wasp, and then I realized it was two different ones. Um, so that's a team. There's a community, right? So there's also usually a queen, and then she has her worker bees, which I also thought was interesting. So I think there could be something that you're building where you are the boss, you are the CEO, and you have or will have a team working for you or working with you to build something, right? This is about community. It's also a matriarchy, so that's really cool. I was also getting Virgo energy really strong. Like that's like bees, wasps, the beehive, the community. It's very Virgo, I feel, of just how detail oriented they are to build this nest so perfectly. The patterns and the shape and every element that's like designed and curated so carefully, and like it's like the care they put into it. It's so smooth, and it's like, yeah, you would never think it was made out of like basically chewed up wood. Like, I don't know, it's just so cool. So anyway, but I felt really um like honored that they would build on my balcony. I was like, they must think this is a safe space. Like they must think like, my home is, uh, a safe space for them to build, and like I felt like they were protecting me as well. So I was looking up like wasps and just to see like what like how they build their nests and what they mean spiritually and stuff like that. And it brought me to this Facebook post that was like a debate kind of on like different kinds of wasps. So first of all, that was the first message of like it was like paper wasps versus yellow jackets, and they both look very similar, but they have different personalities. So that was interesting. But there was basically this like hate kind of like the one species of like that the yellow jackets are basically people like fear them. And a lot of people in the comments were talking about how they just like destroy their nests. And I don't know, that really made me sad. Like, so, but it then made me start to question like which kind of wasp is it? Am I going to get attacked? Et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, so now my energy, which previously had been so like excited to have this, you know, magical animal encounter, like building a nest on my balcony, it just felt very symbolic. And then I was starting to question, like, should I be afraid of them? Should I move the nest? Should I? And I was like, why? Like, this is a metaphor, right? Of when you have this idea, you have this belief, you have something you want to do, something you care about, something you want to build. And there will be so many naysayers who are like, don't do that. That's not going to work. That's a bad idea. That's too risky. Blah, 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 blah. And they'll even pull on their own experiences. Like, there's a lot of people saying, oh, well, I got bit, or I got stung, or I got whatever. Um, so, and it can really influence you. And so we have to be careful. Oh my gosh, there's this like community of kids just walking and they're all like connected uh, by this little string kind of. It's like a daycare, but they're all wearing this yellow like pinny almost. So that's very like I'm seeing the bees, the beehive, the community. So you're building a community and people don't see it. People might not see it, okay? They doubt because they doubt in their own life. They doubt themselves, right? They don't see the vision. They don't have the trust that you have. They don't have the vision, the foresight, the sight that you have, the understanding that you have, right? And there's also something about co-creation, right? We're working together. So if we work together with the animals around us, like we are sharing this earth together, there's space for all of us. Everything has a purpose, you know? So why would I move a nest? Why would I disrupt all the work that they've done? You know what I mean? Um, and I was sitting out there on the balcony and they weren't bothering me. So, and we'll see, right? Because that's the thing about taking risks. Is like you never know what's going to happen, right? There's always a chance you'll get stung, but is that a reason to not do something? Because there's a risk in everything. And I find there can be a greater risk in not doing something, right? Because then you're keeping yourself small. You're going to end up, unhappy, drained, burnt out, you know what I mean? Or a number of things because you're not pursuing what you want to be pursuing. And it's like life is going to keep kind of bumping into you until you choose, you know, to follow the path that you want to go down. You know what I mean? So, and not everyone is meant to come with you or meant to we all have different paths. So if they don't understand, that's okay. But there's something about not listening to fear because it can totally throw you off track. And I spoke last night about in my last video about intuition versus fear, and intuition speaks first, right? So my first thought was, wow, this is so beautiful. And then the fear came in after, right? So, and also intuition speaks slowly and softly. Okay. It's a gentle nudge, it's a gentle pull, while fear speaks loudly and more aggressively and, makes you question, makes you doubt. So intuition is more like this knowing, right? This truth, while fear brings can bring confusion, okay, and self-doubt. So, okay, there was also a message about protection, about how the wasps are very protective of their nest, um, and that's why they sting, right? So there's something about being protective of your energy, of your space, not allowing like negative energies around you, or setting stronger boundaries, which we also talked about a couple of videos ago. So I think that you are doing this work, and this is a sign of that. Okay. And the more that you kind of weed out the energies that are not kind of contributing to the space, right, to the community, to the hive, you attract these worker bees that want to be part of your community, that want to build with you, that will protect your space, that are on the same mission, kind of, that have the same vision, or at least understand your vision or support you, right? It's really important to find supportive energies, whether that's nature, whether that's spirit, whether that's, a mentor, a guide, or, you know, just being inspired by other people who are maybe on a similar path to you. Okay. Okay, so the other thing that came through when I was looking up the meaning of wasps was the term master architect, which I thought was really cool. So I feel like you are the architect of your life, right? And you have the power to build and create and design whatever it is that you want to see in the world and for yourself. And maybe this is a period of exploration of seeing what is that? What is it that fits for you, that fits you? Um, and kind of being proactive about that, and really dedicating your time and effort to that, because you have the ability to create something beautiful and powerful, um, that kind of stands the test of time, right? Like these hives that they feed, they're able to raise their babies, and they build them every year, right? So they know it works. So there's something you're building that is going to be a resource that's going to just be dripping, right, with honey, because it's like, once you build the container, once you build the space for it, like it will only continue to produce like more abundance in your life. So, and that's the other thing about wasps, they're pollinators. So they're really important to our species, to our earth, right? They keep us they keep us fed and nourished, right? Um, and that's the thing about pollinators too. If you think about it, right? They go from flower to flower. They go around the city. They go around the neighborhood, pollinating, right? Spreading their the pollen from the flowers everywhere and growing more flowers. So there's something really potent about the work that you're doing or wanting to put out into the world, that it's going to spread very far, that it's going to be useful to a lot of different communities and populations. There's this co-creation energy of like the flowers need it, right? Like you're supporting the flowers by doing this work, metaphorically, right? You're supporting other communities by doing this work. We're working together. Okay, it's this symbiotic relationship, this balance of, when you do something in the world, it's because it's needed, right? So if you're feeling called to do something, it's there's a need for it. Okay. Um, and maybe that's what you're figuring out right now. Like, what is the pain point? What is the problem that you're trying to solve? What is the solution? Like, what is it that you can create in this world that is needed? And how can you hone that, right? Because Virgo is about like being like observant and analyzing and kind of critiquing something to kind of get it just right. So it's like you might be doing different versions of something, trying different versions to see what is going to work the best to produce the most honey and the most resources for the community. So, and building that team and building that hub, you know, that buzzing hub of connection and abundance. So if you can tap into that energy, oh my gosh, a bird just landed on my car. Oh, okay, just that was a quick little hello. Okay, so I feel like there's people that want to help. There's help that's gonna come to you. If you build it, they will come, right? So if you start doing the thing, you don't have to know everything. But if you start, like I feel like resources are gonna start to become available to you, or opportunities are gonna show themselves. Okay, spirit is gonna guide you um to this, because you kind of are the center of this hub. Okay, the bird is back. Oh my gosh. This has never happened before. It's just hopping on my I don't know what you call that. And I do have some flowers that have fallen, so maybe that's why. Like they're just tiny. But anyway, that was cute. Okay, you're gonna be guided. That's the thing. So messages from animals, messages from spirit, messages from your guides, but also listening to your intuition to see what to create, how to create it, right? It's like don't overthink it, right? Because Virgo can overthink sometimes. So it's like just follow your instincts. What do you do naturally, right? What do you have? What resources do you have available to you? Like wasps use, like I said, wood fibers and saliva. So what do you already have that you can use? Like um to create, like you would think that wouldn't be a strong structure, maybe, right? It's like paper, but it's strong enough to hold uh their babies, right? So there's something that you're wanting to birth into the world, and it's just about kind of finding the right format or medium. And I don't know that there's just one right one. I think that there could be a lot. Um, but it's just kind of finding one that feels good to you right now. And you can always adjust and improve. But like don't get caught up on being on perfection, right? On being perfect the first time. Like just try to enjoy the process of discovery and know that um, you will continue to perfect it as you go along, right? You will become that master architect, but you already have that inside you. So it's just letting it out, trusting yourself, and not feeding into the doubt of other people. Okay. That's really important right now, especially when you're at this ripe stage of kind of building a nest. You don't want negative opinions influencing that because you're at this sensitive stage of just like building something, right? Like we talked about before, it's like you're not like fledgling, which is the process of birds when they're first like hatched before they fly. There's that period of like where they haven't flown yet, like their wings are growing still. So it's like don't expect yourself to fly before you're ready. Okay, this is just the building stage. This is the building of the nest. This is the building, getting the materials together, finding the right place to build it, right? Because like even the fact that they chose this spot, this balcony, right? Like what something spoke to them, I guess. What speaks to you? Where do you feel safe to create? That's the other thing, right? We want to build our nests in a place that feels safe, that we can feel protected. So creating those strong boundaries, sometimes before we can create or before something manifests in our lives, we have to clear out what could be a threat to that thing, right? So those naysayers, whatever it is that's blocking, you know, that beautiful abundance, right? We want to make sure we clear that out and make space and then protection around it so that when we build that thing, it's it's going to have space to grow freely and safely, and we can just focus on creating and not worrying so much about uh predators, let's say. Okay, I think that was a pretty full message. If anything else comes through, I'll definitely share in future messages about these wasps, like I as they continue to build the nest and see what else they want to share. But I would just say definitely pay attention to what animals are visiting you. There's medicine and wisdom in every animal encounter, and it's available for us to tap into and work with. And it could give you an idea of what to focus on at this time, or what to tap into, what to use, kind of what kind of energy to use or to hone or to embody, or maybe it inspires you in some way, so, and how can we give back? How can we feed, the bees and the flowers in our lives, like metaphorically or literally, um, and make space for all of them, make space for community, make space for resources for all, um, contribute to the greater good, right? How can what we're doing not only benefit us, but benefit those around us? That's a really beautiful thing, okay? How can we give back to the earth? The earth gives us so much. How can we return the favor? Okay. So that could be another message too. Like you're returning the favor, all of the wisdom that you've learned, you're now sharing it in some way. You're sharing your story, you're expressing yourself, and you might not see right now how that's going to have such a beautiful effect on people. Um, so please share your story. There is a desire for it out there. Somebody else needs to hear it. It also just helps us to not feel so alone. That we are part of a community, that we are building this hive together, we are pollinating. And that we can build a sustainable, healthy, you know, free world that supports each other. So I think that's the message, Spirit. I'm getting pretty hot in this car, so stay hydrated and do something fun today. Don't worry about being perfect. Just create something. Okay. Have fun. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.